everyone! My name is Dyllen and I usually make a bunch of college app related videos, but today I'm actually not going to be talking about that. So today I decided to make a get to know Dyllen kind of video so you can know who I am. Who is this person telling you all this college app advice? I asked you guys to give me a bunch of questions and you followed through. I have a whole document here I am ready to answer. So this video is going to cover my life, my gap year, my college experience, my college application experience, my art, what I want to do in life, and just random questions. And that's going to be fun. All right, let's get started with our first question. What is your ethnicity? I am half white and half Chinese. What do you do in your free time besides making YouTube videos since you're taking a gap year? Great question. So I have a lot of things to answer for that, and I'm really excited to answer that. First thing, the whole college app stuff has kind of become a job, so I'm doing a lot of essay editing and mentorship, meeting with people over Zoom calls, and that takes up most of my time. It is kind of a full-time job. But I also like to be creative as I am an artsy person, so something I did was create this sweater. This sweater used to be a plain red sweater. It was a hand-me-down from a friend a couple years ago, and then I decided to wear it while painting the set for the musical I did at Stanford in my freshman year, and then I got paint splotches all over it, so I pretty much wrecked this sweater, but then I decided, hey, I can actually turn this into something really cool. So the other and main creative thing that I'm doing this gap year is this is the first time I'm kind of announcing it, I'm creating an EP, an album of music. I'm super excited about this. I've been doing a lot of songwriting, learning how to produce because I don't know how to produce music. I mean, I'm teaching myself now, watching a lot of tutorials online, and I think it's sounding good. It's better than my other songs that I have out right now. Ugh. This will be an indie pop / bedroom pop album, and it's all centered around this theme of how we interact with technology, especially during this time when we have to quarantine in our homes and everything's online, obviously. Like how technology influences the way we perceive ourselves and the way we perceive others. Hopefully it'll come out in a couple months, maybe. I will obviously keep you guys updated because I really want you to go stream my music once it's out. And then another thing that I want to do during this gap year is I want to create a 3D music video to one of these songs in Blender. And Blender is a 3D program that I've had a little bit of experience in from one of my classes at Stanford last fall, but I plan to watch a ton more tutorials, build my own world sort of, and then take you through the world like it's an immersive experience while the song is playing in your ears. Okay, the next question is, introduce your dog. I got a little baby. This is Butter. She is my dog. She is a Chihuahua Greyhound mix. She is my best friend and my only friend. Just kidding. Wanna lay down in my bed? Okay, let's go. Whee! No! Okay, next question. Why did I start this channel? Well, first of all, I didn't technically start my YouTube channel when I started making college app videos. I've had my YouTube for a very long time, since I was in middle school. And in middle school, I thought I could be a YouTuber, and I tried, and I failed.
Hello, today I'm going to do my first Q&A video. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram, Vine, and The Hunt, so this should be fun.
I have lots and lots of cringy videos, just like that one. Okay, but for real, when I actually took this channel seriously, I started this channel because my high school didn't have a lot of college application resources or guidance, and so I did a ton of research online, watched webinars, read books, all this stuff, learned a ton about the college application strategies, and then implemented them in my own applications. Then once I got into my schools, I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff worked, so I wanted to go on YouTube and share everything that I'd learned because I think it should be more accessible to other people. Also, this is just a fun fact that I'm just gonna share because it's been on my mind like all week. I will watch my old videos, and by old, I mean like early in 2020, and it's still 2020, so what am I even saying? But I've had so much growth in this gap year, so much growth on like the college application process and essay strategies that when I watch my videos from this summer, I hate them, or I dislike some of them by the way that I act or the things that I say. I think it's just a normal thing for people to cringe at themselves, and I definitely do that for sure. That's another reason why I keep making more videos, because I learn more things and I want to make better videos than the ones I currently have. Were you super duper stressed during college app season, or did you really have your life together? Is it okay to be working up to deadlines? Okay, so I was, yes, definitely stressed when I was going through the college application process. I was not stressed to the point where I was like out of my mind kind of stressed, but for sure I started a bit late because I spent so much time doing the researching part, trying to figure out how to even approach college applications in the first place, that I didn't start writing my essays till late. So that being said, yes, it is okay to be working up until the deadline. Just keep your head in the game, keep working, keep pushing, and absolutely try to finalize everything you can before the actual deadline. How did you release stress during the college app process? This may be a terrible answer, but I worked. I just kept working on my college applications. I don't really go, oh my gosh, I'm stressed, so I'm going to take a bubble bath or I'm going to go for a walk. I mean, sometimes, but For me, the way I relieve stress is actually getting my work done. So I wanted to be super duper organized and just keep my head in the game, keep my blinds on, and just keep working. Organization is a really, really big part of it. That's how I didn't lose my mind, because I at least knew and could see visually what I had to get done. Ooh, okay, now we're moving on to like the Stanford-y college life questions. Are people at Stanford very intimidating at first? Do you ever experience imposter syndrome? So I'm gonna say the people themselves are not intimidating. Everyone is very nice, very wickedly smart in their own ways, passionate about their own things. However, many people do feel intimidated, including me. I have definitely felt intimidated, but it's not because of the people themselves, it's because of the way that we perceive the people and the way that we perceive the environment we're in. I was especially intimidated at my art classes at Stanford because every single art class that I took my freshman year, I was the only freshman in the class. So I had to adapt very quickly to understand how things were done there. I don't think I had that much imposter syndrome, maybe at times for sure. But the thing that I had to remind myself is that everyone's good at their own thing. I'm better at this than someone else is, but someone else is better at this than I am. So we each have our own unique passions and skill sets and expertise, but that doesn't mean that I have to be amazing at everything, and that's fine. Because the thing is, we each have our own individual value that we add to the community as a whole. Ooh, this one, okay. What's something about college that surprised you once you started attending? Okay, so in class, everyone acts like they have their life together and everything together, but they do not. And this is one of the things that I was so intimidated by, whether it was in my art classes or in my English class. I was like, oh my gosh, everyone has all these amazing ideas to contribute. They have all their work turned in, but that is not the reality. If you talk to your classmates outside of class, you will realize that everyone feels lost. Everyone's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. And I realized, and I don't know if I coined this term or not, but it is the art of bullshitting. People at Stanford, and maybe in college as a whole, are just really good at BSing everything. Not to say that they BS everything, but you gotta BS something sometimes when you don't have the time to complete certain assignments or whatever. So they are definitely struggling even though you don't see them struggling. They're just able to clean up their mess really well by the time that they sit in class. Okay, I love this next question. Have you personally met other Stanford YouTubers like Naja or the Calf Path? Okay, my answer is sort of. I've not actually met the Calf Path, but I saw her once. At the campus Moz Halloween party, she served me a cinnamon roll, but I did not talk to her. I mean, I said thank you, but that was it. As for Naja, I have not talked to her in person, but I have seen her around in the dining halls. But we are friends on social media, and this year we've started commenting on each other's posts, so we're getting to know each other through the internet. As for all the other Stanford YouTubers, I think my answer is mostly no, I haven't really met them. Also, here's a fun fact. Stanford YouTubers are really joked about on campus. From the way at least I perceive it, it doesn't seem cool. In fact, it's a little embarrassing sometimes. We actually made fun of Stanford YouTubers in Gaieties, which is the musical that we did my freshman year. One of the lead characters played by my friend was actually supposed to be a Stanford YouTuber, social media star who was completely over the top, and we made a ton of fun of her. All right, next question. Do you get homesick easily? If yes, how do you deal with it? So fall quarter, I was not homesick at all. When I first came to Stanford, I was like, yes, this is so much fun, living the life. I don't even have the time to think about my family or home. So for the first couple months, I was not homesick at all, and I was very surprised by that. But in winter quarter, all of that changed because Gaieties, the musical I was in, ended, so then I didn't necessarily have a friend group that I could see all the time in rehearsal and whatnot, but you actually had to make an effort to go see your friends. Also, I didn't really feel a sense of belonging in my freshman dorm, so dealing with all of that, I kind of felt lonely a lot. Even though I wasn't really lonely, I still felt lonely, and then that caused me to get homesick. But I definitely got on calls with my parents maybe like once a week or something, and so FaceTiming with them makes it seem like they're right there with you. Ooh, okay, now we're gonna transition to like friends and then love. What were your friends like in high school? So I think this is a common trend here. I don't necessarily have like a solid one friend group. That's just never been the way that I work. I usually make friends with people in a bunch of different groups. But anyways, in high school, I had two main friend groups. One group was a bunch of friends really interested in visual arts because I went to an art school. All of us were involved in the Visual Arts Academy. So everyone in that friend group was really easygoing, nice, creative, and academic driven. And then the other group was full of musical theater kids. So very loud and fun. We were screaming, dancing, singing all the time, everywhere, in the halls, in the classrooms, outside on the streets, like the life of our own party, just wild. But of course I had other close friends who were not in those groups as well. Was it difficult to make friends through the high school to university transition? So not at all. To make friends is really not hard, at least in my opinion for me, especially during that transition to freshman year, because everybody is so excited to make friends in freshman year that everyone's really talkative, everyone's just willing to have a conversation even if you've never met before. But the thing that's hard is maintaining those friendships. Maintaining them is way harder than making friends because it actually takes effort from both people to keep the friendship going. And then obviously like groups form and then like exclusion happens and blah blah blah. Ugh. So then that leads me to the next question. How many super close friends do you have? I cannot give you an actual number because I don't really know what do you define a super close friend. I think I definitely have a couple, but it's not like during this gap year I am constantly talking to friends because I'm not. Here and there I'll text a friend or here and there I'll FaceTime them, but it's not like I have a solid group. Like we're so tight, we do everything together. I don't have that. Okay, somebody asked, did you ever think about romantic interests in high school way too much? My answer to that is yes, but only starting in senior year. Because for the majority of my life, I never really had a crush on anyone until like high school-ish. I mean, maybe you can count second grade, but I don't personally count second grade because I think that's just what society tells you should be feeling. And so this like thinking about romantic interest for me mostly was just questioning whether it was a romantic interest or not. Okay, next question. Have you ever been in love? My answer to that is no. ... question mark. And the next question is, what's your love language? My number one love language is quality time. I think having intellectually stimulating conversations with someone is the best, and it makes me so happy. Have you ever felt like you've wasted some parts of your life? And then someone else said, what were your biggest regrets in high school? So I'm gonna say #no regrets. I don't believe in regrets because even though, yes, I've had failures, yes, I've made mistakes, yes, I've made decisions that have ended up hurting me, but life is about learning and growing from them. So if I didn't have those failures, how was I gonna be the more evolved person that I am now? And obviously I'm clearly not the most evolved person now. I'm going to keep learning and growing because I keep failing and making mistakes, and that's just part of life, and I think that is what's beautiful and wonderful. In my senior year of high school, I remember I actually had this mindset where I would almost play a game with myself where I was like, yes, I cannot wait to fail today. And I would hurl myself at every opportunity because I was so excited to make mistakes and to just go through experiences so then I could grow and learn from them. Point is, you get valuable lessons out of every life experience. Okay, now we're moving into more random questions. Do you speak or wish you can speak a foreign language? If yes, which one? I've taken Spanish class almost my whole life, but I'm very much not fluent. unfortunately. I ended in Spanish 3 my sophomore year of high school, but then I fulfilled my credits, so then I just stopped after that, and I haven't taken Spanish since, and I know that I'm going to have to pick back up on that and do a whole year of Spanish while I'm in college. What's your favorite musical? Beetlejuice. It's the one and only show I saw on Broadway, and it was absolutely amazing, and I'm obsessed with it. So 2 people asked me this: what is the favorite piece of art that I have made? So this isn't a visual art piece, but this is something that was like really meaningful to me. I created a dance short film my senior year of high school. I directed it, performed in it, and edited it. You can actually go check it out because it's on my channel, and it made me really proud to actually do a huge project and collaborate with other friends in it. But as for visual art, I'm also really proud of my kind of entire drawing portfolio, which I've sent to colleges, and it's on my website if anyone wants to see it. All right, now we have our last batch of questions, and these are all pertaining to like the past and the future. How did your childhood affect your interests and where you are now in life? I think I turned out to be very artsy and arts-oriented because of my parents, who are both artists. Not visual artists per se, but my mom is an actress and a dancer, and my dad is an independent filmmaker and digital media artist. So really, since I was born, I've been put in front of a computer and taught to learn Photoshop, and been enrolled in my mom's dance classes because she used to teach a kids class for us. So yeah, that's why I'm very arts oriented. It's very much in our family. What's one thing you never wanted to be while growing up? A doctor. I cannot deal with any gore or bloodiness or injuries. It just makes me cringe. I don't like watching that stuff on the TV. I don't like watching surgeries on the TV. I can't even really listen to anyone tell me about an experience where they broke part of their body. That does not make me feel good. When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up? So I remember being asked this question in 1st grade for a journal prompt, and I put a math teacher. Nothing against math teachers. This is just not something that I want to do. But I honestly don't think that was what I wanted to do either when I was 5 years old. I just felt forced to come up with an answer because I was being asked that question, so that's what I came up with. Okay, so a lot of you guys asked about my goals, and that is the final question for today. You asked, what are some of my goals? What's your main goal in life? What do you plan to contribute to humanity? What's your long-term career goal? So here is my answer. I don't have a definitive, like, this is what I want to be when I grow up. I think I want to definitely combine art and technology somehow, but I think also I'm really interested in education. I'm kind of just realizing this as I've been doing this whole teaching about college applications and essays and stuff. I like teaching people things. Ideally, I would be running my own business or doing a bunch of personal projects, so that way I'm not stuck in a specific job where I'm working underneath someone else. I do think that the overall goal, and something I've learned about myself recently, I like to utilize lessons I learn from personal experience and then provide clear, accessible, and structured resources for others. Or maybe not resources, but like a system or a way of doing something. For example, that's why I created my college essay course, because there's a specific way that I feel like my mind works, or maybe it's just all of Gen Z, like we're very fast, we need the information thrown in our faces because our attention span is tiny. So I want to be able to take information that isn't necessarily accessible but should be, and then create a system where it can be conveyed in an easily accessible manner and then distribute that out to the world. And I'm saying this in broad terms because I might do this about other things, and I might make new projects that all follow that sort of philosophy. I don't know, maybe. That's just what I'm thinking. But with everything that I'm doing, I want to make sure that I am helping people in some way, helping them achieve their version of success. All right, so I had a lot of fun answering those questions. It was fun to talk about something that wasn't college apps for once. If you stuck around for this long and actually watched this video, I applaud you. Thank you. I wish you all a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you all in whatever the heck the next video is going to be on this channel. All right, bye-bye.